Hello, my name is Cesar and welcome to Tips for Landlords and Property Managers brought to you by fastevic.com Law Group. Hi there, welcome to another Tips for Landlords and Property Managers video brought to you by fastevic.com Law Group. My name is Cesar and today we'll talk about dealing with noisy tenants. Keep in mind, this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice. Everyone deserves to have the right to a quiet enjoyment of where they live. Quiet nights equal great sleep. This leads to tenants living happy lives. This means they can work, which means they can pay rent, which means you're a happy landlord. But what happens when this right is constantly violated by noisy neighbors? Can you as a landlord do something about it? When you receive a tenant's noise complaint, this is something that needs to be taken care of right away and not taken lightly. Ignoring it may lead to a constant nuisance and can eventually create a case where the dwelling is uninhabitable. This may lead to a tenant abruptly leaving your property by arguing the right to a quiet enjoyment of their dwelling. Like we always recommend our landlords, prevention is everything. Does your lease have an excessive noise clause? Quiet hours policy? What triggers the landlord's right to exercise terminating the lease under this clause? Some examples can include excessively loud music and/or television, walking, running, or stomping excessively loud on second-story dwellings, loudly yelling and screaming, loud noise after 10 p.m., pets causing excessive noise, excessive gatherings and parties, visitors causing too much noise, unattended children causing a nuisance. First-time offenders. The first step would be to speak to the tenant who made the complaint. Ask questions to get more details about the nuisance. Is it daily? What times do they occur? How long did it last? Did they confront the tenant about it? The next step would be to speak to the tenant whom the complaint is about. You may get instant positive results if they were unaware they were being too loud, or you may be met with cold stares. Either way, it is important the tenant knows there was a complaint. Next, it would be a good idea to go around asking other tenants on your rental property if they've heard any excessive noise lately. Try to gather as much information as you can. Persistent issues. If you have a tenant causing a lot of issues and receiving constant complaints, you can serve the tenant with a 3-day cure or quit to address their excessive noise issue. You would need to make sure you have a clause in your lease in place for this method to work. If problems still persist, you can then proceed to evict this problematic tenant. You should always choose to protect your respectful tenants over problematic ones. Neighbors out of your control. If the problem occurs outside of your rental property, you can try approaching the person causing the issues. If they are a tenant of a fellow landlord, you can also try contacting the landlord directly. If the excessive noise issues still persist, you can call local law enforcement to get them involved. Your reputation as a landlord is at stake, which is why it is important to take control at the first sign of problematic tenants. We hope these tips help you prevent issues caused by noisy tenants. If you have any additional questions, please comment below, call, or write us, and we'd love to answer them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.